Life is good, God is great. Yeah, let's go, Joe. I'm loving the interview run that you on, man. I remember, most of us remember when Joe Budden, there was a time when he wasn't trying to talk to no artist. He said it. Like, I care not to talk to anybody. So for Joe to now become the promo stop, like if you come up to New York, you got anything popping, you got an album, you got a movie, you got a book, you have to stop up at the JBP. I love that for Joe. That's dope. That's dope. We on the 3 interview run. I ain't really talk about the last couple drops. I've been a little bit behind, but Offset, JID, Ace Hood. My opinion, I think that JID interview was the best one, and that album is crazy. I thought it was funny that he had JID and Hood back to back, right? Both these niggas, and just let me know if it was just me. Both these niggas is ex-football players. JID, this is just my thought, my brain. JID took off his jacket, he got comfortable and shit. And this nigga arms was so little, man, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this nigga play football? And then to have the next football player come up there, ex-football player that is, a Hood, he got his guns out, and it was just a stark difference between the two. I thought that was funny. I don't know too much about neither one of them, football careers, how good they was or not. But it was just funny to see 2 ex-football players turn rappers back to back, and the physiques was very different. So shout out to you, Hood. I do follow you on the gram, and I definitely get inspired by your workouts. I pick up a few things I added to my routine. But both good interviews. The Offset interview was my least favorite. I feel like he was just a little too cool for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't seem like he was really willing to give it up. And I like how Flip broke that down too. Flip was like, you really didn't leave no room for no like salacious, messy shit. Like, he shut that shit down quickly, as he should. He did a good job of it. And I like how Flip attempted, and Joe attempted, to kind of get into some messy shit, but it's all for good content, makes for good conversation. But Offset he was so cool, it didn't give me the same feel as those other 2 interviews that just dropped. The other thing I want to say, as far as the older content that dropped a few days ago that I didn't talk about, shout out to you, Elevation. Joe mentioned about how you talked about, and I don't know if he got it from you, but I'm gonna assume he did. I'm gonna just give you the credit. He talked about putting a camera or several cameras in the hallways up at the studio just to capture behind the scenes moments, just to capture a little bit more what's going on up in the JBP. And I lent that to you speaking about how important streaming is and how he should add streaming to his repertoire and get into that extra bag that comes along with streaming. I thought that was dope. And I thought you was the first person I thought of when he said that. So I want to give kudos to you on introducing Joe potentially to getting some streaming, some lives going on, and adding that to the Patreon. That shit would be dope. That would be like real behind the scenes as opposed to like trying to do some scripted behind the scenes shit. I like that. The other thing Joe did was he shut down that bullshit Eskimo brother shit that Mark was talking about. I knew that was on some trash. I don't think anybody believed it. Joe confirmed that was a shot, and we could let that go. Ian and Marc Show. Now this is the good shit. Ian and Marc Show. I think, bold take, as funny as Mark is, Mark's absence in this show reminded me of what it's like when a starting quarterback get hurt and then the second string backup quarterback come in and he light it up. And then things are never the same after that. Ian showed me today that he's the funnier guy And he could be in a situation where he can interchange people. Marc is this. You ain't the golden goose in the Ian and Marc show. That show today was hilarious. I laughed out loud a lot of times when they was doing the casting couch. And big dude, I don't know, when he came up there and they tried to come up with a handshake and they singing jingles, man, that shit had me dying laughing, man. Ian is hilarious. Like, Ian is really funny. Key is funny without even saying shit. Like, you know how hard it is to be funny and add value when you have 5 lines? Keeb he would just do an ad lib. Like when they was talking about caps and shit, he was like, yeah, it's important. Man, I'm like, this shit is hilarious, man. Marc, you better watch yourself, dog. Watch yourself, because you can be moved around. That show can go on without you, Marc. I really, that's the conclusion that I came to watching the Ian and Marc show. But also, Ian, why you ain't call your boy, man? I know my audience is not really, I'm growing. I'm pretty new to all this, but why you? I feel like my name fits in the jingle just as good as Mark Lamont Hill's name. Like, it's the Ian Schwartzman and Justin Matthews show. No? All right, fuck it then. Fuck it. Well, invite somebody else up there, man. Keno, he was cool. I could actually see Keno joining the regular podcast. He has no problem giving it up. Keno will get up there and he'll talk about any and everything. It's good for the show, good content. But Marc, bro, you better watch yourself, man. I learned that you are not the star. It's definitely not the Marc and Ian show. It's for sure the Ian and Marc show. You could be replaced. I want to see what happens when his baby comes, because he ended the show off with the phone call. Sounded like it was from Jules. Talking about right now, clearly that was like a hint to maybe the baby being born. I want to see what happens when the baby's here, what type of content they're gonna push out. I think it's gonna be even better because it's more shit to talk about when you have a baby. It changed the whole dynamics of your house. It changed the way you view the world, your whole personality. Shit changes, man, when you have that kid. So I want to see what happens when he has his baby, what goes on with the Ian and Marc show, and is Ian gonna be the one that takes some type of leave of absence, and then we get to see what it looked like when it's just Marc and somebody else. That'll show me a lot. But that's all I had, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too much longer. It's J-Man Show, man. Like the video, appreciate y'all. Subscribe to the channel if y'all ain't done so. It's a lot going on out here, man. It's warm too. But we outside, man. I'm gonna check y'all. I'm out.